I was scrolling through Reddit one night, maybe 3 months ago. I found this curious little post on the Vexillology Circle Jerk subreddit, aptly named Flag of Australia, but I've replaced the blue with this cool rat. I didn't think too much of it, other than maybe, wow, that's quite a cool rat. Though I did find it funny to an extent, so I screenshotted it, sent it to a few friends, and was on my way. For the next 2 months, I would think of him sporadically. Sometimes I'd see him sitting in my camera roll. What an incredible rodent that was, right? And then, one fateful day, I was direct messaging Aura, and she said, and I quote, "You rat." If you're a longtime follower of this channel, and there's a good chance you aren't, so I'll spell it out for you, you know I am a funny man. I am a very funny man, in fact.
Oh my god, it's Goku. No!
So to this message, I decided to reply with the screenshot of this funny rat. That, my friends, was the turning point of my faithfulness to Cool Rat. In the moment I thought to myself, looking closer at this rat, you know, he actually is pretty funny. Like, really funny. Take the average rodent on the street compared to this rat, you're surely not gonna see him get beaten in a stand-up. Now, my sense of humor is actually quite complex, so to break it down for you plebeians watching, I've broken it down to the basic pillars that hold up a funny meme for me. Absurdity, randomness, repetitiveness, and satire. A balance between these 4 pillars is crucial for something to make me actually laugh. Now, Cool Rat here checks the baseline boxes. Incredibly absurd proportions. Random as all hell. I mean, who comes up with this shit? They replaced a solid color with a PNG of an absurdly proportioned rat. And more sarcastic than Moist Critical being excited for a unicorn toy shitting. The only thing that could possibly take this further was to repeat it. Over, and over, and over. To the point where I could not breathe from wheezing, I kept on sending this icy cool rat to this distraught woman just to carry my agenda further. It did not matter what we were talking about. I could not, and I quote, "get over how funny this cool rat is." Of course, this recipient being a member of the opposite gender simply did not comprehend the full comedy behind this picture of a rat, and so she did not respond in a way that would truly evolve this excellent joke I had handcrafted with my sweat, blood, and tears. And so, rodent fell into a period of disuse. The Middle Ages of rodency, if you will, until 4 days later. School had started by now, and at this point we were tasked with the usual ice-breaking assignments. 2 truths and a lie, introduce yourself to class, explain how Jeffrey Epstein did not in fact kill himself, and so on and so forth. I sat bored as fuck in my English class reviewing this PowerPoint assignment we had to complete, introducing ourselves with some pictures and descriptive words based on a framework our teacher had already laid out for us. Best friends, hobbies, standard being forced to get to know each other questions. And yet, one of them woke me up like a pot of cold water thrown straight onto my face. Picture of your pet or an animal you just love, was what it said. This was my calling. You couldn't see it with my mask on, but I had a smile on my face bigger than Big Rat himself. I was on the verge of laughing like an anime villain winning a battle against some random cardboard cutout side character. I truly won. This would be a landmark victory for Big Rat and what he stands for. I could finally spread this excellently proportioned rat to the world, and so I did. I put Cool Rat on the slide, and next day we were asked to share out with our partners. My partner was truly an idiot, for they had chosen Floppa as their favorite animal. I looked at them with a look of superiority, for I knew no animal she could have possibly chosen on the face of the earth would top my selection. Floppa, no less. As I pulled out my phone and went to the Photos app, time slowed as if I were to die in the next few seconds. These were the truly defining moments of my affiliation with Big Rat. Monumental steps in the pursuit of liberty, happiness, and justice for all rats big and small. With a swift tap of my hand, I selected the one and only Big Rat picture, and so the influence of Big Rat was cemented into my life forever. There was no going back from letting a classmate's first impression of you be a rodent with unrealistic body standards. And so, I embraced Big Rat. I loved Big Rat like I loved God, and almost poetically I'd realized in that moment that they weren't mutually exclusive. Big Rat was God! Big Rat is God! I had been turned into a believer as surely as if I had seen Big Rat rise from his coffin 3 days after being crucified by the Romans. And so I embraced Big Rat, for Big Rat is love! Big Rat is life! I looked further to please my new creator, and I found that Big Rat was not limited to a petty little Reddit post, but in the comments I'd found an even better image of my dearest divine rodent on his own website at the domain https://www.bigrat.monster. You may have your eyes graced by the presence of the almighty Big Rat, and so I downloaded the image to my computer as well. I made it not only my wallpaper, but my way of living. I live and breathe Big Rat. I code Big Rat. I made a fucking game in computer science class based on the one and only Big Rat. You can fucking click on him and he moves, he goes transparent and he moves, man. Man, I fucking bought a Big Rat hoodie. I'm going insane. I'm gonna live, love, and breathe and wear Big Rat now. Man, I fucking murdered my friend in the name of Big Rat. Humba say a humba, humba, humba say a humba, humba, humba say a humba,